Hello, hello, hello. Hey everyone, how are you? How are you doing? How are you doing? No, you're not late. Um I was vibing with not vibing, but just rocking out and supporting Taz and his stream. It was very interesting, right? I support the fam. So yeah, no, I had to change the time a couple of times, but we're here now. So happy Tuesday, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Brittany, Starry Eyed, Dara. Kev, shout out to my channel members. I appreciate you all so much. So much, my darling. So much. So much. I'm going to give it a moment or two for everyone to come on in, right? So we can have, just a little discussion together as family because, I see things and I try not to say things, but as someone that works in the spiritual realm, as someone that works in the energetic realm, I have to present things that present information so that people can really think about things on various levels, right? Um so yeah, again, I'm just gonna give it a couple minutes or like maybe a minute or so for people to come on in, and then we're gonna have our discussion. And we'll probably, I'll probably bring people up so we can have either a one-on-one or a panel discussion. Because yeah, I think that there are some things, like I said, that we need to talk about. So give it a moment or so. Hey, starry-eyed. Journey with Corinne. Hey, boo. Empress Kia. Kev says, still waiting for the new symbol for members. Yeah, we were having a members only discussion earlier today. So, Kev seems like he's interested in that. But yeah, I'm working on some things, potentially working on some things in the background for you all. So just know that I really am like a one person show over here. Like I have my spiritual clients, my tarot reading clients, my spiritual consultation clients. I'm doing the stuff, on Patreon. I'm doing spiritual work for myself. I'm out here, being a um spiritual Santa Claus for other people trying to help people, my own personal life, my own family life. So I'm always doing something behind the scenes. So always doing something behind the scenes. So just so many things that I'm dealing with. So yeah, hey Tim Lee, CN1, you know. So okay, so let me pull this up. And I titled this do you suffer from it? Right? Because I really think that and for some reason I was thinking about, I don't know if you all have seen that meme before where it's like a person like walking up the stairs, leaving certain things behind in the old year, walking into the new year, right? Bright, full of energy, wanting new things, wanting new blessings for themselves. And for some reason I thought about that meme. I thought about that meme ever since, especially when the color purple came out. And there were some people that asked me if I wanted to see the color purple. And I said, no, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that because energetically, the color purple, I'm sorry, it is what it is. I know it's a classic movie, it's a classic book. That is trauma. It's trauma, right? And someone wrote on my wall, when I was talking about that, and someone said, there was a grandmother, a mother, and a granddaughter going to go see the color purple. And he said 3 generations re-traumatizing themselves. And that hit me hard, right? It hit me hard because I was just like, wow, you know, and I was just wondering to myself, am I the only person that sees this? Am I the only person that understands it? And quite a few of you, commented on my community wall post, when I posted that. But and the reason for this conversation, I'm just like, are you as a person, right? And we're talking about shadow working. Are you as a person, are you energetically a hypocrite? Are you an energetic hypocrite? That's what the EH stands for. Are you an energetic hypocrite? Q, an energetic hypocrite? Yes. Are you an energetic hypocrite? Right? Because there are so many times, and I can only speak to Black women as I am a Black woman. I can only speak to the Black community because, I'm part of the Black community, right? And it's just like, we're saying these things, right? But we're doing something that's going against what we're saying, right? And, um, we went through the entire BWE, Black Women's Empowerment Movement, where there were women around the world, women here in the United States, Black women saying, no, I'm breaking the generational curses. Um, I'm moving out of these situations. I'm doing better for myself. No struggle love. No, I'm increasing my finances so I can get out of depraved or disparaging economic situations as it pertains to housing, all of these things, making sure they're getting their education or they're starting their businesses or whatever it is to improve themselves. And then, okay, so yeah, it turned into the search for penis, vagina, coochie, robots, whatever you do. But then you say you want to leave these environments, but you go pay to watch it on TV. You go pay to watch it. You go to pay to watch a woman that is beaten, that gets raped, that's poor, that really doesn't have any rights. You pay to go see struggle. Energetically, when you are paying to go see it, you are lying. You're lying. You are lying. Let's just call it what it is. And then some are taking their children to go see this. Some are taking their daughters to go see this. Y'all going to celebrate as a girls group, a girls squad, a girls trip to go see this. You are an energetic hypocrite. You're an energetic hypocrite. So you mean to tell me you did all that struggling, fighting against nakers and windmill and all like that to go pay see a naker? You went to go pay to see this. And then someone said to me, well, a lot of women were going to go support, the actors, the Black women. I said, but you can support them in other ways. You don't have to go see this. You don't have to see this. You don't have to support them this way. I mean, if they wrote a book of poetry, you can buy that. If they have a fashion line, you can support it. If they have a hair care line, you could, whatever. You don't have to support this. And then, right? Because again, you don't have to support these. You can support, you can support the actors and professional artists. You don't have to support this. Then someone was saying, or I was reading, I can't remember, that the industry, the industry does this to our community. No, the industry makes this because they know y'all are gonna go see it. If you don't support it, they will stop making it. When there are TV shows that they put out on NBC or ABC and it doesn't get the support, it doesn't get the views, they pull that shit. They pull it. But because they know y'all gonna go see it, they make it. You're supporting it. You are supporting it. I don't think I've ever felt so disgusted as when that person asked me, do I want to go see The Color Purple with them? Hell no, I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see it. It's low vibrational as hell. I saw someone else, just seeing the discussions online about it. Oh, this is about women gaining their power, and she finally made it through. You can support women's empowerment, not through this. Say it's a woman and she fighting at work for, whatever. You don't have to see that. You don't have to go and see that. And people probably won't like me. Some people may unsubscribe. I do not care because I have to call it out. It's energetic hypocrisy. You can't say that you want something and you want something different or whatnot, and then you turn around and go pay for what you said you don't want. Because Black women were some of the main women saying, our grandmothers went through this. Our grandmothers were in these struggle relationships and they couldn't free themselves. And but it's different for us. We're gonna rebuke struggle, but you go pay to go see it. Like I remember being, and I remember, and this is me calling out some of my family too, because best believe when I'm on the phone and some of my family say some degenerate ass shit, I call them out right then and there, right? I'm not saying that I'm some super person. I'm not saying I'm perfect or whatever, but I have learned that a lot of the energies that we will receive, it's because we are showing the universe what we like. When we pay for things, when we don't deal with certain situations, when we don't cut people off that we say that we're going to, we're showing the universe what we like. I saw The Color Purple once when I was a little girl with some family, right? With some family, some women. And I'm like, why are we watching this? Like this isn't heartfelt. This is terrible. That shit is so low vibrational. It just brings you down. That's my movie, girl. Really? The color purple is your movie. Out of every film that's ever been made, this is your movie. This is your favorite movie. What does that say about you? What does that say about you? What does that say about you? And then on top of that, Black women were some of the ones saying, "Oh, it's the music. It's the music. The terrible stuff in the music. And these nakers is making this music." Y'all went and supported this. You went and you supported this. You went and you paid to go see it. Because you can support artists in a different way. It's the music and such and such. So what's the difference? And let me make an example. If someone in your family, if there was a video of someone in your family, of a woman in your family going through what Celie went through, are you going to go watch that video, let's say on her birthday every year? Are you going to watch that? Are you going to commemorate her by watching some shit like this? You would not. You would not. Once again, if there was a woman in your family that went through this, and there were videos of her being beaten, of her being downtrodden, of her being raped, of her being so, you are not going to sit and watch those videos of her over and over and over. You're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. You wouldn't do it. It'd be disgusting, right? But you're going to go see this. You're going to go see this. I'm going to let y'all think about that while I take this call real quick. Ruminate on that. All right, sorry about that. I had to take that phone call. But yeah, so and back to what I said. If there was a video of someone in your family going through that, are you going to sit there and watch that and say this is your movie? Are you all going to sit there and watch that? Go ahead and put in the chat. Are you going to sit and watch that if this was your family member? If this is one of your ancestors, or this was your grandmother or your aunt or even your mother, are you going to sit there and watch that? Go ahead and put it in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you're going to watch that. Put a 2 in the chat if you would not watch that. And the thing about it is, you know, every time we have these conversations, people don't, I've come to realize that people don't like accountability, and people use everything in the book to try and skirt around accountability. And it irks the shit out of my soul. It makes my ass itch. It really does. Because, it's just, people just skirt around accountability like they have no choice whatsoever. Like they have none. Yeah. I don't see any ones. Kevin says it's disgusting, honestly. Yeah, yeah. And like people have asked me, "Oh, you don't like Tyler Perry movies?" Not really, because all they really do is show dysfunction, right? Dysfunction disguised as comedy. Oh, this is the Black experience. Every Black experience is not dysfunction or foolishness or buffoonery. People who have movie studios and people who are writers, you can write a Black story that is not a slave story. You can write a story that's not dysfunction, and you can write a story about Black people that's not um, civil rights, the king, right? Not saying that we shouldn't know the truth about things, but why does every Black movie have to be either a slave movie, some civil rights something, or some buffoonery? Where are the Black movies, where or Black media where, someone is, a prominent doctor, and they're a doctor and they work every day in the hospital saving lives? Like where are these stories at? And it makes me wonder, like, is something really, like we've talked about it before, it makes me wonder if there's really something going on with us as a people. What is going on with the community? And then, I always hear the argument like, oh, well, at least the Black actor is getting work. You don't have to take that role. Taz was saying it in his video the other day about the men in dresses. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Yeah. This is good right here. Abuse nostalgia. Yeah, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. It is disgusting. So, I want you all, everyone who's watching and whoever may watch the replay, I want you all to think about it and truly be honest with yourselves, right? Um, are you an energetic hypocrite? Are you an energetic hypocrite? Are you? Because again, the things that you enjoy, the things that you put up with, you are telling the universe how to of course everyone is like texting me and calling me now. You're telling everyone and how you want to be treated, what you like, what you enjoy. And it's really disgusting. It's really disgusting and no one wants to talk about it. People want to people don't want to take accountability for things and people don't want to have this discussion, right? But, for all, it's new year, new me. Let's be honest, let's be real with ourselves, and everyone is on a different path in life, right? But at some point, you have to move past where you are now. You have to. Exactly. And the way that we demand better is we stop going to see this shit. We stop supporting this shit. If I turn on Stars and a Tyler Perry movie is on, I am turning Stars off. You're not gonna even get the view from me. You're not. You're just not. I don't support any of the. I don't support things that I believe is niggerdom. Okay, I don't. I don't. Niggerdom, mammydom, um, stupid shit in the community. Like I don't support any of it. And unfortunately, it's a lot of black media that's like that. It's a lot of black media that's like that. Yeah, absolutely. We have to stop supporting this dysfunction. We can't keep saying, well, at least they're getting paid. We can't. We can't keep doing that. We can't. Exactly. Hey Donna, we can't do it. We can't keep doing this. I'm not watching certain stuff. It's just certain stuff that I'm not watching. And when I say it's certain stuff that I'm not watching, it's certain stuff that I'm, really not watching just like across the board, no matter who it is, right? Because I'm just like, it's yeah, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. So that was one thing that I wanted to bring up. I want to show you something else, right? Because remember, we were going through this, we've had people saying, "Oh, especially with the Black women's empowerment, Taz kind of touched on it, recently with his video about the dresses. We've had these conversations on and off. I even did a reading, right, about, Black women, are you really dumb out here? Because again, you're saying one thing and you're doing something else. So we've touched on the trauma, we've touched on the dysfunction, we've touched on the degeneracy that for some reason Black people, Black women keep supporting. Okay, the community, it keeps supporting. I'm going to show you something else that I found recently while I was on Facebook. Excuse me, something that I recently saw on Facebook. And I was just like, what the fuck? You gotta be kidding me. So let me bring this up and then we're gonna have a discussion about it. All this. I was just like, you have to be shitting me. You have to be shitting me. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I mean, I could, but I was just like, you gotta be, you have to be kidding. Listen, listen. Let me bring this picture up. And yeah, I have to download it to myself. Okay. So let me bring this up. I'm going to present this to you all. All right, let me add this in. Where did it go? Okay. Do you all you see this? Do you see this? Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. What the hell is this? Hey Mel, what the hell is this? Let's talk about this. Let's dissect this. Let's talk about this. Over the course of the Black women's empowerment movement, and again, we talked about this. You're supporting. You say you don't want this, and as soon as you don't like the man or the black man or whatever, you call him bussy or whatever like this, and then you have this. Now, as you can see, this was from Facebook. This was from Facebook. This is from the group or the company or media, whatever it is, called Crown Ladies. Okay. This is from Crown Ladies. This woman sat here, and this guy, whoever he is, I think it was her brother, and you all can go to your own Facebook, type in Crown Ladies. Okay. You can go look through the videos. You'll see this video here. You will see it. I think this was her brother, either her boyfriend or her brother. This woman is sitting here putting a wig on this black man, this black woman. You can see she black, putting a wig on this black man. She doing it. He said okay, but she, so they're in agreement on this, right? Look at the comments. 2,000 comments, 3,000 shares. And when I was going through the comments, it was nothing but black women. Oh, he's a good sport. Oh, this is great. But I thought you didn't deal with bussy. I thought you didn't like that. I'm pretty sure someone, at least one out of these 2,000 different women who wrote these comments, was probably part of BWE, singing that they demand better from black men, saying that they want better, they demand better. You're not gonna treat us this way, such and such, such and such. But y'all sitting here supporting this shit with this woman putting this wig on this man. And I hate to be that person, but when some of the red pill manosphere people say black women support shit like this is the proof. This is the proof. Thanks, Mel. Nice stream in our background. Yeah, thanks, Mel. This is the proof. Starry Eye said, yep, I've seen this. This is her brother. This is what you do. This is what you do. And you think, but like I said, it was black women. They all commenting on it on, oh yes, this is good. He's such a good sport. And and they're just laughing and kikiing it up. This is what you do. This is funny. This is funny. This is funny. But then they'll be out here talking about, I want a divine man, a man that's gonna provide for me. What? Yes, provide for you so y'all can share the same wig? Like what's up? See, this is sad. Like I said, this came across my Facebook timeline. Facebook is nothing but ads now. I try to stay off of it. Um, about a week ago. And I was just like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Right. And they'll see this, and boom, Donna said it right here. They still have sex with him. Y'all were some of the same ones talking about Black women's empowerment issue. Y'all still support Timothy. Okay, Timothy with the titties. Y'all support Timothy with the titties, but then want to turn around and call somebody bussy. Y'all still out here supporting Funky Dineva. All this. Y'all are energetic hypocrites. You're energetic hypocrites. Energetic hypocrites. He gonna provide for you. Y'all gonna be sharing the love me 40% off coupon when it come in the email. He gonna get him a wig and you gonna get you one too. Y'all gonna be shopping for bad bitch makeup deals at Fenty and Ulta and Sephora. Like, and this is the shit that I'm talking about, and I'm getting angry because it's just like full of shit, full of shit. Energetic hypocrites, but no one wants to talk about it. What's worse is some people are gonna come to me being an energetic hypocrite talking about, Q, can you help me fix my life? No, baby, I can give you the recipe to fix a sandwich, because you can't fix your life until you stop being an energetic hypocrite. All the spiritual baths and magic in the world ain't gonna help you until you change what you are doing. Until you change what you're doing. Until you change what you are doing. But you have to be honest with yourself. Ain't no spiritual bath in the world gonna fix it. The spirit's gonna look at you like you full of shit. If you start with trying to work with a spirit gonna look at you like you full of shit. Okay, and depending on the spirit, they gonna put you through a crash course of accountability and shadow work, and then you're gonna be crying about that. No spiritual bath, no spell, none of that is going to help you until you fix the way that you lie energetically. Mel said, "Can I get that sandwich recipe though?" but for real, for real. But like, no one wants to talk about it. No one wants to talk about. No one wants to. I was talking to Nyla about this. Every time I've posted a video about self accountability, people downvote the video, people unsubscribe because people just don't want to deal with it. And it's making me, as a person who tries to work with the public, who tries to help the public, not want to do it because you're not being honest. You're not being honest with yourself. So, how am I supposed to help you? You're not even being honest with yourself or me. But you want me to try and help you? And we see the same conversations all over the world, especially when it comes to our community. I'm Black, so I can only speak on this. That you'll hear the various terms. Oh, they're trying to keep a Black person down. Oh, it was the system. Oh, they didn't have any choice. Oh, well, at least they didn't do this. Oh, when are we going to be accountable? When? Hey, Tequila. Like, I just want to know what's up. I just want to know what's up. And again, so many people are, this is 2024. This is gonna be my year, and such and such, such and such. And I'm just like, okay. I really hope it is for you. You have to make that decision. But you have to be honest. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to be honest with yourself. And you have to make choices that better yourself. There's a reason I posted what I posted on my community wall earlier today. You have to make certain decisions. You have to make certain decisions. I'm pretty sure there's someone right now that, barring any severe medical difficulties or whatnot, is saying that they want to exercise, they want to lose weight. I'm pretty sure there's someone right now that hasn't even that are blaming it on something. They don't have any time. They don't have a gym to go to. It's to this. It's to that. Like, I see it and I hear it all the time, and people don't want to be accountable. They don't want to be accountable. Yet, here's the thing. They want other people to be accountable for their actions, but they don't want to be accountable for their own actions. You want Bob to be accountable for his action, but Jenny, you're not accountable for yours. And again, this is a time period, speaking astrologically, where things have to change and shift if we are going to do better and be better as a society. Accountability is on that list. It's something that we have to tackle. We have to tackle it. We have to do what seems hard right now if we want to do better and move forward. You can't say you want something, but then don't you still have to do the work? You still have to do the work. And we see all this energetic, hypocrisy, some older woman with some little young teenage such and such, but it's okay for her because she's older. But if it was a man, you was gonna call him a predator or such and such, such and such. We have to stop being hypocrites. We have to stop being hypocrites. Let me take a sip of water. Let me take a sip of water. Okay, you have to do the work. You have to be accountable. You have to stop being energetic hypocrites, energetic degenerates. Okay? Do you have ED? Are you the energetic degenerate? And again, like I said, some of these same people who went out to see the color purple and who support this right here on the screen, there'll be some of the same ones in the community talking about, well, these people in the community and they did this, that, and the third. Ma'am, you're degenerate and a hypocrite, just like other people. You just do it differently. You just do it differently. See, see what I'm saying? This is some bullshit right here. This is what? What? Yeah. Yeah. So, with that being said, if anyone wants to come up and share their thoughts, share, how they feel about it, what they think about it. Like I said, this right here on the screen, this right here, putting a whole wig on him. He's sitting there, he volunteered for it, right? There was no man, the system didn't take him down, the system didn't make him do it. He volunteered to do this. And the sad part about this is Crown Ladies. It's supposed to be a group. It says Crown Ladies, not Crown Community. This is supposed to be a women's only group. Again, back to Black women inviting people into the community, into their sacred space that's not supposed to be there. Energetic hypocrisy once again. Energetic hypocrisy once again. So don't be mad when, people say quote unquote the preference come, or now that the taste the rainbow folks is, doing certain things, because honestly, we do. Honestly, there are a bunch of Black women supporting this. Honestly, there is. And doing some of the same shit that they claim men are doing. So I'm gonna drop the link. I'm gonna drop not the link, I'm gonna drop the link. Okay, I'm gonna drop the link and we're gonna have a discussion. Okay, I'm gonna drop the link and we're gonna have a discussion. Because and I want to get the discussion out now, early in 2024, because people are gonna be, oh, this, that, and the third, and such and such and such. And then, when your shit ain't aligned, when your chakras ain't aligned, when the manna from heaven is not falling down for you, you need to go back and examine. I'm gonna point you right back to this video and I'm gonna say, are you an energetic degenerate? Are you an energetic hypocrite? Please circle one and then go fix it. Okay. So I'm gonna drop the link and then we're gonna have a discussion. Because again, it's just like the fuck. The fuck. So let me get the link so I can drop it. And then I'm gonna pin the link. And then we're gonna have us a discussion. Mm-hmm. Kev is right. They support a lot of it. They're fine with it. It's okay. When it's somebody else, when it's somebody they like, they clench their butt cheeks up about it. And again, I'm just like, yeah. So, oh, so let me. All right, let me go on and bring you up. Hold on one second. Mr. Hoodoo is about to come in. Hey, babe. No, you're not. You're not gonna hear. You're not gonna hear from him today. You're not gonna hear from him today. It's all good, babe. Okay, we have Journey with Corinne. Hey, girl.
Hey,
How you doing?
I'm out of breath, child. I just finished my workout like I promised myself I was
Okay,
gonna do.
good. Good, good, good.
Oh, but I am so happy that you're having a conversation because it needed to be had. Um, I went to go see the new rendition of The Color Purple, and me and you spoke about it, and I was one of those people who I can say I was being kind of a hypocrite. Now, I only went to see it because my mother wanted to go see it, and I wanted to spend some time with her. But as I told you, from maybe like minute two, minute three, because I started to recall the original, I was in almost tears the entire movie. And parts of the movie, I actually was in tears. Now, it was dark, so nobody saw me cry. But the whole time I was sitting there, I just kept telling myself, like, I hate this. I hate this. I want to leave. I want to leave. Because it, the energy in the rest of the theater was as if everybody else was enjoying the experience. And it was not enjoyable for me. From the moment it starts with a teenager pregnant by who she thinks is her father at the time.
Right.
And this is like her second pregnancy. Now, I'm not sure. I don't remember the original too well, other than like the very traumatic parts, and I never read the book. So I'm not sure if they ever discussed or mentioned her exact age, but we all know she was a teenager because she was only maybe a year, a couple years older than her little sister, who was almost assaulted by an adult man who approached her while she was by herself and then went up to, again, who they thought was their father and asked for her hand in marriage. The dad's only excuse for not giving this young child away was because she's gonna be a teacher and you don't really want nobody like that. You want the dumb, ugly one. Oh, excuse me, y'all, I'm still out of breath. But again, it just felt like everybody else was enjoying the experience, and then there were parts of the movie that was supposed to be comedic, I guess, and so you could hear the chuckles in the theater, and I'm just sitting there like, this is the freaking Twilight Zone. I don't understand. And in the theater I was in, it was only adults. Um, but I just didn't understand how a country, and I'm not sure if they're showing this all over the world, is okay with watching the same movie about teenagers being assaulted by their father, having children, and then getting basically sold away to another adult man.
Mm,
She had to take care of kids that was damn near her age the entire time. And then she got to be an adult and didn't understand that what was happening to her was wrong until another woman who was younger than her had to tell her, like, this shit is not okay. You letting this man beat on you is not okay, and you're not about to bring that to me and to my household because you don't know any better. And it seems like although there is this talk in, the new times about us being empowered as women and us not allowing certain behaviors to continue, it just seemed like they dropped this movie and everybody went dumb and forgot about that.
mhm,
And after the movie, me and my mother had a discussion about it, and she kind of felt the same way I did. And I'm like, well, why did you make us come see it? She was like, well, I wanted to support the cast and yada yada yada. And I'm like, yeah, but we could have saw them do something else. Like, we all know how this movie ends. We knew how, you know. And speaking of ending, again, I watched the original as a child. I rewatched it as a teenager. I don't know why. I think it was the hype that people put amongst it. Oh, we gotta, and I'm like, oh, well, I haven't seen it in a minute. I don't really remember it, so let me rewatch it. Bad idea. But the ending, although nobody forced Celie to forgive this grown ass man for abusing her entire life, it was still this feeling of that was what was required of her
mhm,
as a woman, as somebody who was looked at as a leader in their community at that time. She was a business owner at that point, and it just felt like there was this unfair expectation of her to forgive this man who had abused her entire life, who tried to assault her sister, who almost unalived her sister, who threw her young sister out in the middle of the night because she didn't want to be assaulted by this adult. And it just felt like, again, although it wasn't stated, nobody made her, because he, in the end, did this nice gesture of finding her sister and bringing her home and all of that stuff. It just felt like there was this expectation that she had to forgive him. And so he was welcomed back amongst everybody else who didn't abuse people, who didn't treat, their children and their wives and stuff like that. And it just feels like that is exactly what's going on now. We all have, well, I don't know about we all, but most of us have a family member, maybe somebody that we know who has looked like they're going to, has an air about them that they like little kids. And because this person is kind and they spend money on the family and they do this or they do that, there's an overlook of what they're doing behind the scenes. And then when somebody steps up and says, well, this is wrong. I'm not going to accept that. I don't want no parts of that. That person is ostracized. They become the black sheep. Nobody want to deal with them because they're difficult. They always starting drama, this and that, this and that. And it's like, well, if everybody kept that same energy of we don't want people who do bad things around us, then there would be no need to out anybody, have a black sheep outside of the person who is doing the fucked up shit. Excuse my language. But I don't know. It just feels like everybody is forgetting that we are supposed to be wanting better for ourselves, for the people that are supposed to be coming up behind us. And it's very weird to witness. I
Yeah.
stood next to this girl in a bar and she talked about how she rewatches The Color Purple every year around the holidays. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, girl, why are you traumatizing yourself every year? That is crazy. And you sit alone and watch this in your room, in your bed, and I know you in there crying. Like, I just don't get it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Voodoo Child 41 says the book was written based on the true story of the author's grandmother's experience. It was written to draw attention to the historical inequities of Black womanhood. She also goes on to say, I don't think it was meant for entertainment. The story is about redemption, growth, and healing. It's a contemplative piece, and it was meant to create the controversy it created. We don't have to keep on revisiting trauma to understand stories of redemption, growth, and healing. We might as well sit there and take domestic violence. We might as well sit there and just keep watching grape stories. We might as well sit there and keep just watching just the poorest of the poor. We don't need to continue to engage in this for
We don't.
redemption,
And
growth, and healing. We don't
even,
need this.
I think even that whole redemption and growth thing is like the healing, yes. The abuse victims, they need to heal. But why are we redeeming terrible people? Why?
We don't
Why
need
do
to
we need
grow
to
from
like celebrate their redemption like this? That is insane.
we can celebrate growth in positive ways. Say, for example, someone who has really worked hard to lose weight. When you are losing weight, when you are being real with yourself, when you are doing all the things that you need to do to heal your body, to heal your mind, to, reach out for help, things like that. That's redemption. That's transformative. That's growth. We don't have to keep watching. Why don't I mean you might as well watch Roots. You might as well keep watching Roots.
Girl.
Like I said earlier on in the stream, if there was a video of our mother or our grandmother going through everything like this, are you going to keep watching it? If someone in your family was, let's say, unalived, right? Unalived, are you going to keep watching like the trial of the unalive? Like, we have to listen to what we're saying, what we are identifying with as paths to redemption, growth, and healing. Redemption, growth, and healing is perfectly fine. It's great. It's how we move forward. It doesn't have to be through this. Why do we keep identifying with the worst ways to do things?
Because I think people enjoy sitting in their pain. I think they are uncomfortable with the process that it would take to come out of that. They are used to it. And so it's easier to sit in that pain and trauma than it is to actually grow through those experiences and move on. And the sad thing is most of us know somebody who's been essayed. Most of us probably know somebody who was essayed as a child by a family member.
Yeah.
And the fact that people seem to think that we need a second make of a movie that was already out in order to show that, hey, this is what was going on, this is what we're going through, and you can come out like I the people who came together and said, you know what, we should remake this movie. They should be ashamed of themselves. All of the producers and the who are benefiting off of the stupidity of everybody spending money to go out and see this should be ashamed of themselves. But they're not because again, it's a money grab because I don't understand why you need to remake a movie that's been out for 32 years.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I'm not reading that. I read a book many, many years ago when I was either a teenager or a young girl, The Coldest Winter Ever. Uh, I just for the most part I stay away from certain brands of things because whether we understand it or not, we take in things. We take in things and the energetics of this again, we don't have to sit in these energetics to understand redemption, growth. We don't have to sit through that. We don't have to sit and read it. We don't have to do that.
Not when we see it
We are
every
so
day.
much more. Yeah. And again, these are the same things that Black women in the community are saying they don't like, they don't want, they want to move away from. But this is what is being done. This, this. So I have my thoughts on like I'm not dealing with it. I'm not dealing with it. I'm not doing it. I matter of fact, I rebuke it. I rebuke it. I'm not watching that to understand, and the redemption of the woman, not the victimizer. She shouldn't, I understand it was a true story or whatever, but we don't have that should not be the we shouldn't be championing this. We can't take away what happened to this woman. We don't have to support this. We might as well just go ahead and support everything else that we say that we're fighting against. We might as well go ahead and do it. I don't know why people love to just pick some of the worst things to try and learn from instead of, some of the better. You can learn from good things. You can learn from positive things. You don't have to attach and align yourself with negative things. We don't have to do that. And I don't understand what's I don't understand. I don't understand.
I don't either. I've never read Color Purple. I've read The Coldest Winter. I read that, wasn't it a series, I think? With like multiple books.
I don't know. I read the first one and I was just like, okay, but okay. Like
And
I
see, I read
never
it as a kid, so I don't think I fully
yeah, I've read like
grasp.
3 quote unquote black books. The Coldest One no, really only 2. The Coldest Winter Ever and oh god, it's a movie, it's a book by Nathan somebody. Something's I can't even remember the name of the book, and I'm just like, I'm not reading this. And like I read that, and then I'm just like, I know where my love is. It's science fiction. It's space exploration. And like it's not that because at least it's not that because in the books and stuff that I read, it's not grape trauma. It's not the main characters, the women. They have money. They have they're out doing such and such. One book, the woman she was getting her doctorate degree, and she was well off, and like I don't read, and I just can't. I just can't. I just can't. And people, ask me all the time, and I'm just like, that's why, when I'm doing these readings on my channel, you all literally know more than me, because when I tell you I curate my Instagram feed, my Facebook feed, it like people from my high school who only deal in negative stuff or stupid shit, or it's always I've unfriended them. I've unfriended them. I see cat memes. I see, food recipes. I see like Assassin's Creed stuff. That's my favorite game series. Like, this is the stuff that I see on my feed. So when I tell you all, I truly don't know about what's going on unless Nyla mentions it or Taz mentions it. I really don't know what's going on because I have just curated, like, things are so much easier when you're laughing at the cute little birds who, the birds are fighting with each other. The cute little cat who's, doing such and such, or when you see the little memes, little Japanese animation, they're a couple and like they kiss each other and they're like watching TV. Like, this is the stuff, like, what you pay attention to, what you feed yourself energetically matters. It does matter. It matters.
See, someone in the chat say that you can learn from negative things
I,
also, and
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
you know that
We can
they
learn
learn.
things. Yeah. Um, you can learn from so many positive things too. Um, I
I
understand
used to think
there's
like,
there's there's growth in things that are challenging, but we don't have to, purposely align with just the thought process of learning from negative things. We can learn from find the person who built a business from the ground up and everything that they learned, you can learn and grow through that. Um just dealing with some of the worst in the human condition, no. And that's exactly why I don't believe that people are purposely incarnating to come down here to be raped by a family member, or a victim of whatever. I just don't believe that, because we can do so much better. We can do so much better as well. We can do so much better. We can do so much better.
we can, and I think some people who say that they want to do better and not have to continue to relive these things.
Hmm.
Well, actually, I think most people who say it, when they say it, they mean it, but the process and understanding what that looks like, and what that takes, I don't think a lot of us fully understand that. Um, I I love to read. So as a kid, I would pick up whatever. If the cover looked interesting, I was picking it up and reading it. And reading a book, it was a fictional story, but it was the book that introduced me to FGM. And I didn't
Hmm.
know it was a real thing.
Right.
And then I read the book. I looked it up because I was like, this sounds made up. This sounds insane. Nobody is actually doing
Mm.
this in real life. And I looked it up, and lo and behold, it was a real thing. And when I read it, I want to say I was maybe like the ninth grade. So it was like 2005, 2006. And I'm like, it's still happening. And it's been years. I didn't think about the book for years, but I remember outside, not outside of, and again, I don't mean to like minimize what that is, but the rest of the book wasn't that. Well, actually, now that I come to think about it, the rest of the book was pretty traumatic. And I think we sometimes forget about that. And so it wasn't until years later that I was watching one of Taz's videos like a year ago, 2 years ago, and he was talking about FGM and what was going on, and it made me remember that book. And even in that space, my mind didn't say that is terrible. And well, of course it's terrible, but my mind also was like, that was a really good book. Let me go find it and read it again. And I didn't read it again, but he did another video sometime last year and it made me think of the book again. And I haven't picked the book up, but I say that to say that if you're not actively working on trying to get out of that space, it's easy to fall back in it and not really understand and recognize that the material that you introduce into your brain, into your eyes, into your ears can have a lasting effect on you and not in always a good way. Like, yes, it is, you should educate yourself on things that are happening, but not to the extent that you are kind of forgetting that it's real and it's going on, and this is not stuff that we should be voluntarily taking in if we don't have to.
Right, right. No, I definitely agree. And just let's pause the conversation for one moment because I wasn't even paying attention to the screen. Nyla has gifted 5 memberships for people. So shout out to Nyla for gifting memberships. And shout out to Kevin. Kevin gifted a membership too. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you all, Nyla and Kevin, for doing that kindness, right? I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. But yeah, so going back again to let me see what's going on here. Oh, we got some super chats. We got a super chat. Thank you so much, Brittany, for the super chat. I appreciate you, darling. I appreciate you, darling. Yeah. And again, just in having this conversation, right? We can learn from growth, we can learn from healing, we can learn redemption, we can learn all these things from moving forward, you know. Um, but not necessarily from quote unquote things that are negative. There's a movie on Netflix right now called Gran Turismo, right? We can learn how to be better and grow and succeed through positive things, right? The movie Gran Turismo, look, he didn't have the support of his father. There's a family redemption, family story arc in there, but he went on to achieve his dream of being a racer. It's positive, it's uplifting. We have, the redemption in there. We have, a serious thing that happened in the movie where he, as the racer, had to grow and move forward. We can find all these things and growth through positive means. We don't have to keep aligning with grape and such and our we know. We know what some of our ancestors went through. If you're not going to watch a video of your mother or your grandmother going through the same things and talking about redemption and growth, if you're not going to rewatch um the quote unquote unaliving or murder of a family member or something because like you don't have to do it through these means. It's a book. The book has been written, but for some reason we just align with certain things. We just align with certain things. You dislike something, you're still there. You know, you dislike such and such family members, you're still there. You're still there. Again, I had a client, and I'll keep repeating this story until the day I die. I had a client who had a family member who prayed against her, wanted her children to be taken away from her. He was her downfall. I told her, this is what you have to do. You have to get away from him. You can't let him in your house. You can't have him around your children. This is your problem right here. And she chose to stay. She chose to stay and deal with him. I cannot help her. She has to make the decision to move on to be better. I don't know what happened to her or whatnot. Mr. Hoodoo's back, so yeah, I don't know what happened to her or whatnot. But at the same time, you have to choose. You have to choose better. For some reason, there's just all this alignment with going through some of the worst things. It doesn't have to be the worst things. It doesn't have to be that for us to grow, be redeemed. I mean, you can be redeemed. You can go to work and mess everything up at work and redeem yourself at work. That's better than, you know, stories about rape. I mean, redemption comes in so many different forms. It doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be that. So the alignment with certain things, I just don't understand. I just don't understand. So
I
Um,
completely agree. But I'm gonna go on and step down in case somebody else
okay,
wants to jump on in there. I don't
okay,
wanna, you know.
okay,
Anyways, I'll be down in the chat.
okay, boo. Yeah, so I just really, I just think that sometimes we have to understand, we have to see things for what they are, and understand that there are better ways to do things, there are better ways to be, and we can't even, as a community, begin to say, we want better, but we're not going to do better. I mean, do you have ED? Do you have ED? So, you know, um, so yeah. Um, you know, I just had to share my thoughts on that, and I'm just like, yeah, we laugh at certain things, some things for entertainment value, but everything isn't entertainment. Everything isn't meant to be consumed either. And again, like I said, so many people come to me, as a spiritual worker, and they're just like, well, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? And then when we lay everything out, we see that there are things greater that they need to deal with. But if they won't deal with them, like I said, it's not a spell or a spirit in the world that's going to come through for them until you deal with underlying issues. It's just not. The bath ain't gonna work. It may work for, a few days, a week, maybe even a month, but until you deal with, it's just like if you have, a house full of roaches, well, you can kill one on the wall, but you got to deal with the overall issue. Why are they coming in? You have to go ahead and you have to deal with it. You have to deal with it. Okay, killing one ain't gonna get rid. You have to deal with it. You have to acknowledge that you have an issue. We've all seen, and you know what this is like. We probably knew someone or heard of someone who had bad roaches at their house, and you go to their house and you see all them roaches flitting around and skittering around across the countertop and the couch, and they out there pretending that it ain't no roaches. Like, you don't see these roaches. You don't see that there's a problem here. Okay, baby, I can't deal with you until you. Now you got to go home and check out your purse, your coat and shit, because they not out. They're not here acknowledging the problem. They want to pretend like it's not. There is a problem, and we need to address it. We need to address it. So, it's a real thing. I know y'all laughing, I'm talking about the roach comment, but there's a real thing. Like, you have to address the main issue. You have to address the issue, right? The underlying issue. You can't keep trying to patch things up, and we we have to fix the issues, but just like in you know AA, you got to first acknowledge that there is an issue, that there is a problem. And again, like I said, a lot of these people were out here talking about, I want this and I want this and I want that. Ma'am, you out here filming yourself putting a wig on your brother. Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. You know, I mean, it just is what it is. It just is what it is. So, like I said, some people may be mad about the conversation. I do not care. We can respectfully disagree. That's fine. But I mean, it really has to be said, especially because right now we're still in the January and the new year, new me. I'm gonna do this differently. I'm gonna do this differently. Okay. Be sure to do it differently. Don't just say it. So yeah. So yeah. So you may need to, spritz a little Florida water after this. But again, I just had to say it because we have to stop lying. We have to stop lying to ourselves. And again, we're just in the midst of so many astrological changes that are going to shape a generation. We are in generational astrological changes right now, and the focus is on the people, on the community. And I'm not saying we have to, but just society wise, we say certain things, but what are we really doing about it? So, yeah, so That's all I have. Thanks everyone for being here. Shout out to Brittany for the super chat. I appreciate that. Shout out to Kevin and Nyla for gifting memberships to people. I love y'all. I'll probably be back tomorrow. Um, just bringing some more information. So bringing some more information, and I want y'all to think about something. I want you all to think about what you got for Christmas. Okay, what did you get for Christmas? I want you to think about that, and I'll be back tomorrow. So again, thanks for being here. Thanks for the discussion. I love y'all. Thanks for supporting me. I'll see you in the YouTube streets.